Our case study was the right pain reliever. Maya had a headache. Her friend tells her not to take Tylenol because it damages her liver and offers her Advil instead.
We had to design an experiment to test how Tylenol and Advil affect catalase activity. Our hypothesis was that Tylenol will inhibit the function of catalase, which will be represented by a reduction in oxygen production, and Advil will not inhibit the catalase.
To conduct our experiment, we first added 10 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide to our reaction chamber. We then soaked a paper disc in catalase and stuck it to the wall of the reaction chamber. We inverted a graduated cylinder and submerged the reaction chamber underwater to observe as the oxygen from the reaction was collected in the graduated cylinder. This was our control, and we repeated it 3 times.
For our independent variable, we had a total of 12 tests. For both Advil and Tylenol, we tested 2 different volumes, 3 milliliters and 5 milliliters, repeating each 3 times. We produced a table of our results, as well as a graph.
Since the control produced much more product than the test cases, we concluded that both Advil and Tylenol were inhibiting the catalase, which proved our hypothesis to be incorrect. Because our graph showed that neither inhibitor was able to produce the same amount of product as the control, both Advil and Tylenol must be non-competitive inhibitors. We determined this by comparing our results to the graphs provided in class.
Tylenol is the most common cause of liver injury, period, full stop, said Dr. Michael Ryder, a pediatric clinical pharmacologist at Western University, in a CBC article regarding liver damage. However, our findings on this topic showed that Advil was actually inhibiting the catalase slightly more, as it always produced less oxygen than the Tylenol in a longer time. Therefore, we likely had a flaw in our experiment.
One possible issue with our lab was that the medicines we used were old, so they may have changed their properties over time. As well, the medications were made for kids, so they weren't as strong as typical Advil or Tylenol pills. We also failed to monitor the amount of oxygen produced over time and just measured it at the end. This could have impacted our results, and we didn't collect as much data as we could have.
This experiment could help people with liver damage or who are concerned about their health to choose a medication that will be safe for them. It could also impact the makers of Advil and Tylenol, as they may be able to change their formulas to be safer for the liver.
This lab raises the question of which specific part of the molecules of these drugs is acting as an inhibitor. This could be tested by analyzing the molecular structure of the medicines and catalase. Some factors to take into account would be electronegativity and hydrophobia. This type of experiment would require a lot more knowledge of chemistry than we currently have.
Thanks for watching!